Hi guys, so today I am doing a review type just discussion about The Fault in Our Stars movie, which I've seen twice now. I know this is really late, I've been meaning to do it, and you know, I get lazy and I didn't film. And I would be wearing my Fault in Our Stars shirt, but it is in the washing machine right now. So first off, let me just say that I loved The Fault in Our Stars movie. I thought it was so well done, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done, and it had the feel of the book, and I thought it was very good. I had all of the emotions during this movie. I thought it was really funny at times, and it had me laughing, and then it also had me sobbing. I will insert a picture here of what I looked like after I saw it the first time. It's actually really funny because I didn't cry while I read this book, but I cried during the movie, and I knew I was going to cry during the movie because I cried during the trailer, and the only reason I think that I didn't cry during the book is because I didn't let myself get attached to the characters, because I knew what happened at the end of the book. But now it's been a while since I read the book, so I've grown just an attachment to them anyway, even though I tried to not have an attachment to them. It happened, and anyway, seeing it on a screen, I just is somewhere more emotional, and yeah. So now I'm going to talk about like things that happened in the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, you probably don't want to watch this part. I mean, you can if you've read the book and you know what happens, but if you don't want to know everything that they do in the movie, then yeah. So I liked that at the beginning of the movie, we started off with the first sentence of the book, and I just thought that was really cool and like a great starting to the movie. And I should say that I had high expectations going into this movie because I absolutely adore Shailene Woodley. I've loved her for a really long time, and she blew me away in Divergent, and so I was really excited to see her play Hazel, and she blew me away even more. She was so good, and I really love Ansel Elgort as well. I hadn't seen him act as much, but he's really nice to look at. I'd seen him in Carrie, which he was good, and I'd seen him in Divergent, which he was good, but you know, I didn't see a bunch of him, but he freaking blew me away. That was, wow, he was amazing. And I also thought that Nat Wolff did an amazing job as Isaac. I've also really liked Nat Wolff for a while, and I love Isaac, so I thought he did a really good job. I wish we would have seen a little bit more of Isaac, but you know, what can you do? I also liked the pacing of the movie. There were times when I felt it was a little bit rushed, but not enough to really talk about it. The thing that I really loved about the movie was the feel of it, because it felt just like the book, and I just thought it was very good. I also liked the music in this movie, except for the song that plays when they get to Amsterdam. I don't know, I just really don't like that song, but I love the Birdie song that played when she was leaving Gus's funeral, and I just thought it was so beautiful, and it makes me emotional, and it was so good. And then Ed played at the end, and you guys know that I love Ed, or maybe you don't. If you don't, I love Ed Sheeran, and it was really good. I didn't write down anything, like, I'm just kind of sitting here and talking to you about my feelings about the movie. The whole first half of the movie I really enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed the whole movie, but the whole first half, like, I was just like laughing and loving life, and it was great and funny. And I love the part when Gus and Hazel are in support group together. He's like looking at her, you know, giving him those eyes, and then she's just like, "Are you looking at me? Oh, what's happening here?" And I just thought that was really funny, and he looked like he wanted to eat her at sometimes. I was like, whoa, there, Gus, getting a little creepy. But it was cute. It was really cute. I liked it. Also, I should say that I think that Ansel and Shailene had an incredible chemistry. Like, they just had really nice chemistry. I don't know if that's because they've worked together before and, you know, they really got to know each other and that helped them, but they had really great chemistry. And then the movie sort of takes a turn when Hazel goes to the hospital for the first time. It takes a little bit of a turn there, but not the full turn, you know. We get that, and they say she can't go to Amsterdam, which is super sad, but then they find a way to get her to Amsterdam, and the whole, you know, turns back around, and it's super happy when they're in Amsterdam, and they're so damn cute. I loved the whole, everything in Amsterdam. I thought it was so great, and Amsterdam's so beautiful, and you really saw their relationship, like, really blossom right there. Like, that's, it just, yeah, they had a, that's, I don't even have words. I just really liked everything in Amsterdam. And we had their sex scene, which is great. They didn't show too much, but they didn't just like brush over it either. I thought it was really good. And I liked that we saw Gus's leg. And then it's at the end of the Amsterdam trip when it really takes a turn and starts the beginning of the end. And Gus tells her that he lit up like a Christmas tree, and you know, I was sobbing. That's, you know, when the sobbing really started. I had cried a few times before that, you know, but that's when the sobbing started. After that, it's really seeing Gus deteriorate, which is just heartbreaking. Another part that I really cried out was the gas station scene when Gus just wants to get himself some cigarettes and he can't do it. Oh, it's so sad. Ansel's acting at that point, wow, like, it was incredible. It really, he's an amazing actor. I did not know he was that good, and he really blew my expectations out of the water, and I had high expectations. Another part that I actually cried a lot at that wasn't to do with Hazel and Gus. Hazel wants to go to Gus's little fake funeral thing, and her parents are trying to stop her. She tells them that she heard her mom say like she wasn't going to be a mom anymore after Hazel died, and you know, her mom tells her like that is not true, I was wrong. I got pretty emotional at that part in the book as well. So yeah, I didn't cry, but I almost did. I was like trying not to cry, I was holding it back. Then when Hazel does go to Gus's funeral thing, like his fake funeral that he can attend, wow, that was a rough time. I was crying really hard at that part. It was so beautiful and heartbreaking, and when Isaac says that he doesn't want to see a world without Augustus Waters, oh my god, I'm about to start crying. It's just so sad and beautiful, and when Hazel, oh my god, I'm about to start crying. Sorry guys. You know, when Hazel starts talking about the infinities, and when she says that she is thankful for their little infinity, and that he gave her forever within the numbered days, it's just so heartbreaking. Like, but it's so beautiful too, because they had like this epic love in like the little amount of time that they had. It was so wonderful and beautiful. Then another part when I mean I've been crying since Gus told Hazel that his cancer had come back. But I cried harder at certain points, but I was like continuously crying. Another part where I cried really hard was when Hazel finds out that Gus died, and her parents come into her room, and Hazel's wearing his t-shirt that he wore when he met her. And then the funeral, when she placed the cigarettes on his coffin. Oh, so sad. And then we had Van Houten, whatever his name is, show up and give her the letter, but she didn't open it because she thought it was from him. She didn't know it was from Gus. And that's one thing that they did change, is that she wasn't going to his house all the time, like searching for the letter. They did a good way of incorporating that and making it shorter. And after the funeral, when Hazel's dad comes in and talks to her, I didn't cry super hard at that part in the movie, but that is the part where I really almost came to tears in the book. I don't know why that part hit me so hard in the book, but it really did. So I liked that they had that in the movie, and he says like, now you have an idea of how they feel about Hazel. And then Hazel reads the letter, and that's like the ending, her reading the letter. I cried really hard at that part just because I knew it was ending, and his letter was so sweet, and oh, it was so beautiful. And then there were only two other things that I can think of that they left out. I'm sure there's like tiny little things that they left out, but I did notice that they didn't have Hazel's best friend, Caitlin or whatever her name was, in it. I didn't really care that much. I didn't even notice that until like a couple days ago, which is well after I've seen the movie, so I didn't really think that took away from it much. The other thing was that we didn't hear about Gus's ex-girlfriend that died of brain cancer, which I do think would have been good in the story, because it does play a big part in the book, but I just thought the movie was so incredible and so good and amazing, and really, I don't really care about those things, to be honest. Like, they have to leave things out for a movie, and yeah. So you should leave me a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie, if you've seen it, and how you liked it, if you didn't like it, and why you didn't like it, if you didn't like it. I'm really interested in if people didn't like it and why. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye! Snapchat. Van Houten, I think? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Then